It has now been nearly a year since the Seacor powerboat capsized off Port Fourchon, and now salvage operations have concluded.
According to the NTSB, the Coast Guard and Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, salvage operations concluded months ago with no more work anticipated to recover the parts of the vessel still lay buried in the Gulf.
NBC's Neil Zarang has more as we near the one-year anniversary of the tragic day.
According to the National Transportation and Safety Bureau, investigators conducted a thorough examination of the salvage sections of the Seacor power hull, superstructure, legs, and equipment, but that's not every part of the ship. The U.S. Coast Guard confirmed Hurricane Ida altered Seacor Marine's salvage plan.
They had cut the Seacor into several pieces, 3 pieces, I believe. They have gotten 2 of those sections out of there, but my understanding is that the 3rd section did get buried by sediment, mud sediment, after the passing Hurricane Ida. And then at some point, Seacor Marine decided to suspend salvage operations.
KTVE previously reported in a family meeting with Seacor and salvager Don John, those 3 main pieces were the bow, the stern, and the accommodations. So the remaining piece would be sort of the living quarters area?
That's also my understanding of it, yes.
When questioned on why leave the living quarters buried in the Gulf, the NTSB said in part, "There's no statutory or regulatory requirement for a company to salvage a vessel specifically to support an NTSB investigation. Salvage is sometimes not feasible, and the lack of a salvage vessel does not prevent the NTSB from completing a comprehensive investigation and determining the probable cause." Coast Guard explained.
From a Coast Guard standpoint, the whatever remains of the Seacor power out there in the Gulf does not pose a threat to the environment or to the safety of navigation for vessels transiting that area.
Both the Coast Guard and NTSB are now saying for further details on why the search was suspended, Seacor will respond to that.
Another update is that on April 13th, there will be a memorial dedication for the 13 men killed or presumed killed in the Seacor power disaster. A plaque will be installed at the Lady of the Gulf Shrine next to the Port Fourchon Operations Center at 10 a.m.